I just want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. And I hope that everybody who isn't celebrating Thanksgiving is having a wonderful day. And I hope you're not alone, because I know alone is very hard right now. Hey, how's it going, YouTube friends? It's me, your one furry boy. Never back at you again in the world gone crazy with the worldwide ick, aka the Backstreet Boys World Tour, and the big mess that is everything. So you need distractions. That's why you've tuned into my show here. The only show with lemon-scented limes, lest I forget. And the only show with a supernatural, super awesome third eye. I mean, this joke never gets any better. But if you did, laugh! Then thank you. It's Wednesday again, my friends. Or at least I hope it's Wednesday when you get to see this video. Because if you saw this on Friday, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I want to thank you all for being my YouTube friends anyway. With that said, thank you for clicking that subscribe button and that little bell icon, because it's part of the YouTube experience and adding me to your YouTube experience. It's movie review time. Again, let's get into it. And today's movie is Freaky. It is a rated R film. It is an hour and 42 minutes. It's a comedy, horror, thriller, and a little light on the horror. And although it does have a wonderful demonetize count, it's not much there on the thriller part. You kind of know what's going on, and everybody's kind of aware of it. All the main characters, at least. It's directed by Christopher Landon. He did Happy Death Day to You. And I believe he was the writer on Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse and Happy Death Day. So we know pretty much where his chops are. His co-writer was Michael Kennedy. This is the first thing I've seen from Michael Kennedy. He's basically a TV show writer. He works for Family Guy as additional crew and a few other cartoons that I've never seen before. So, little formulaic. It stars Vince Vaughn, Kathryn Newton, Celeste O'Connor, Nicholas Stargale, Emily Holder. There's a lot of good names here. Supporting cast. And they do work really good together. Our production companies were Blumhouse Productions, which we will get into my thoughts on Blumhouse later, Divide and Conquer, and our distributor here in the good old United States of America, God bless America, the land that I love, was Universal Pictures. Our special effects were done by Alterian. And for a movie that has this low-level kind of effects, I was expecting at least two companies, but one seems good. I feel like they had a very cohesive vision on that, and it worked out somewhat. And now for my thoughts on the film. I love this movie, and I hate it. Blumhouse has this way of just being very predictable and formulaic. And the beginning of this movie is a very typical Blumhouse picture. Lots of establishing shots, lots of kind of stuff that is boring for the average film goer. But it's like a lot of the tropes and things of high school and things that are reused. And it felt very late 90s kind of feel. It's your Bob's Burgers, your Family Guy kind of writing too. You know, the jokes are good, but damn, I felt like the ending could have used a little more work as well. And One thing I have to admit, Vince Vaughn, full sell on this. He is a consummate actor, and I loved him, and I felt him and Kathryn Newton worked great together. Her and Misha Osherovich, I believe her name is, and Uriah Shelton really sold this. And they were the people who kept this ship afloat, because this movie would have sank without them. It is what it is, and it's a Blumhouse picture. I have my issues with them, and I feel like Blumhoused it up again in the editing. I just feel like there was so much good stuff here, and they had such a good ending, and then they tried to change it up a little bit more. And I felt like they could have even had Vince Vaughn come back for a sequel. And I was like, oh, I love this. It feels good. He, sails off into the night. But no, they had to end this. I do like the whole Freaky Friday kind of body swapping thing. And they have an interesting premise. And they kill it. And I felt like this could have been a series. I feel like Vince Vaughn has a big future in horror on this. I want to see Vince Vaughn do another horror that actually has some trilogy to it, because he can definitely play this up. There's a dark side there that I wasn't expecting. As well as Kathryn Newton. She full sold this as well. I feel like good actors like Vince Vaughn bring out the better in other actors, and I feel like she could definitely do a horror flick as well. The premise is dumb, it's juvenile, it's formulaic at best, but that's Blumhouse. And I feel like people liked this because of that. But I feel like they could have gone a little harder R on this for the whole sexual language and content thing. Just to be honest with you, if you're going to go R, at least sell it. Other than that, it's a decent film. I kind of want to see what CinemaSins thinks on this, just because I feel like there's those little foibles and missed things that are poking me, but not big enough that I can put my finger on it and say this is the pulse of what's going on. It's a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes with an 81% audience score and a 6.9 on IMDb. So it's a decent film. And for Blumhouse, this is the cherry on the top of the sundae for them. I definitely see this as a TV watch. I kind of want to get this as a DVD buy, but, I don't know. Theater rewatch, as theater watches go, and this, you're kind of stuck. They might close again, and then we never may see them again. So wait for this to come to streaming. If not, definitely go see this in theaters if you can, if there's not a lockdown in your country or wherever you are in the world. I feel like I don't want to spoil this too much for you, but it has a great storyline. After swapping bodies with a deranged serial killer, a young girl in high school discovers she has less than 24 hours to change back before it becomes permanent. I love that. I just wish they elaborated on that more in the story. Other than that, I feel like it's a decent movie, and this is as much justice as I'm going to be able to bring to this without totally spoiling everything for you guys. So with that said, if you like what you see in here, make sure you hit that like button. Likes and views are how YouTube works now. It's not the way I want it. It's just the way it is. And remember, all comments are 100% guaranteed response. You know what to do. I'm really missing your comments, though. Please feel free to say anything. Remember, the better your comment, the better my response. And I have to ask, I have an Amazon, I have a Patreon. It is not without your support. I want to thank you all for whoever got me this microphone arm. It is a godsend. You are a beautiful, beautiful person, and I thank you deeply from the bottom of my heart. And I thank you for your donations so far, and thank you for supporting my American dream. And with all that said, for a final time, because it's a giant running joke on this channel that I cannot stop saying that, If you want to see more of this nonsense, make sure you click that subscribe button and that little bell icon. And I will see you all in the next movie review. Bye! Oh, I wish this wasn't a Blumhouse pick. I love the premise here. The writing was somewhat okay, but it needed to be punched up more. I feel like another writer on this film and a little more punch up and a little more blood and gore and crazy would have really set this film apart. I love you. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.